After months of waiting, it's finally here. My Kino Lorber Spring into April sale haul is finally here, and we got a shit ton of stuff. Let's open it up. Alright, what is up everybody? Yes, you heard that correctly. It was spring and April. We're in June now. What took you so long? Well, I got a lot of shit, okay? I have 2 big boy boxes, 1 medium-sized box, and we're all gonna open up for your viewing pleasure. Yeah, I don't know, did anyone else's order take particularly a long time? I know I ordered a lot of them, and they came like very separately. One came a month later, then it came 2 weeks later, and then one came 3 weeks later. So here we are, June, what, 10th or something, the 8th? And we finally got all of them. These are also from a local shop called Sunrise Records. They were having, because of the sale, I believe, or they were clearancing out some Kino Lorber Blu-rays. So I thought I decided to add them all into the actual haul, because at the end of the day, it's still a huge Kino Lorber sale haul. You can't really deny that. So we got some small boxes, we got some big boxes. I opened one just to see. I was eager and tempted to look at them. So first we're gonna open this box, and this has the Sunrise Records haul. So the first haul, I think I showed you guys in a separate video, but I picked up more, which I haven't shown you. So as you know, I love me some Kino Lorber. They're my favorite label to collect for. Some people love Scream Factory. Some people like Criterion. I am a Kino whore. So as you know, if you saw my first video, we got the Unknown Soldier Kino Lorber release. I love me some really authentic foreign war stories. I feel like the World War IIs, the World War IIIs, I believe this is a World War II film. But we always hear it in different perspectives of either English, Japanese, not really, but mostly English, German, American. We know that those 3, but those weren't, it was a world war, so a lot of other countries we don't really get. I think this is in Poland. I'm not sure. Let me read this real quick. And the most expensive, Finland. So this is, I believe, a war story told in the Unit 3 years duty during the Finnish continuation war. So I don't really know much about this war, but it seems to be around the 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe even 30s, as you can tell from the older guns and the older maybe 30s, 40s, 50s clothing era of that time, especially in that Finland, whatever. But I looked at the reviews for this, and this was outstanding. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5 average on Letterboxd, so I had to pick this up. Unknown Soldier, really interested to get into this one. This one was another one I already showed you guys. This is Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, and Peter Cushing in Scream and Scream Again. Really fascinating. I like the story. The story kind of sounds like a wax museum kind of story. Serial killer who drains his victim's blood is on the loose in London. The hunger for power, thirst for blood, and makes each helpless pleading victim scream and scream again. Really cool. You can't deny this all-star cast of Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and Peter Cushing. Really cool. 1970. It's 95 minutes long in color. So what's not to love about this? Really excited to get into this. Maybe I'll hold off until the spooky season, but you never know. Might be tempted to open this up and take a look. Another film perfect for the spooky season, that is Bela Lugosi in White Zombie. Some people say the first ever zombie film. Rob Zombie named himself and his first band after White Zombie, so that will be really cool. HD restoration from archival 35mm footage or elements, so film elements, so hopefully this looks good too. It's in black and white. I've heard so much about this film, so I'm just really excited to get into this. Bela Lugosi in White Zombie, full restoration from the film elements. I am excited. I always love hearing that. And then another one was from the older haul, the first haul. Now everything after this I have not shown you, but the first pickup, or the other pickup, was Old Stone by Johnny Ma. Looks really cool. Again, I kind of went into all of these movies I haven't seen before, at least I don't think so. Except for the exception of a few, but most of these movies I got it because one, they were a really good deal. All of these were under $10, and these were all films I've heard really good things about that have some really decent. Like, I didn't get a shit movie just because it had my favorite actor in it. I made sure that these movies were at least like a 6 or a 7, because sometimes a 6 could be still a really enjoyable film. But anyways, yeah, Old Stone, a film by Johnny Ma. Don't really know much about it. Johnny Ma's thrilling debut feature. What did he make? Does that film ring a bell in any sort of way for me? Johnny Ma, he made Old Stone, he made Homemade. I don't know any of these films, but Old Stone is his debut feature, and it was 2016, so he seems to be, I guess, like maybe a younger filmmaker. I could be totally wrong. He could have had a midlife crisis and decided to make movies. Who knows? But Old Stone, this had a pretty good review, so I decided to pick it up. You never know. Psychological thrillers, love me some. Then these are the newer pickups. We got here the Reincarnation. I love this artwork on it, and I heard some really good things about it. It's also a 4K scan from the original 35mm negatives by Paramount Picture Archive. So this seems to be really cool. Again, great cast too. Jennifer O'Neill, Margot Kidder. Oh, you can't go wrong with some Margot Kidder from 1970s. Oh. So I am really intrigued to get into this. Again, knowing nothing about this film, it looks really interesting in Technicolor. So yeah, I'm sorry I can't really add much more to this, but this is when I decide to kind of embrace a different side of me, where I'm like, you know what, I want to discover new films, and if I can support Kino Lorber and have him more in my collection, and maybe discover a new film that I would have never even imagined. So I feel like it's a win-win, right? Yeah. I get a new movie, I support Kino Lorber, and I find a new movie that I might have loved. So it's a win-win-win. Maybe even a win-win-win-win. Who knows? We'll be here all day. Another film, this was really cheap. This was like $5, $4, and that was The War at Home. Another film that actually had pretty decent reviews. Huge cast, though. Martin Sheen, Kathy Bates, and Emilio Estevez, directed by Emilio Estevez, his debut feature, and it has some really good reviews. I don't know, is this about like a Vietnam veteran? The War at Home is an intensely moving drama from director and star Emilio Estevez, assembling a knockout cast of Kathy Bates, Martin Sheen, and Kimberly Williams, known for Father of the Bride. It follows a Vietnam War hero whose haunting experiences leave him unable to adjust to the quiet realities of a small town life. At odds with his domineering father, his desperately cheering mother, and free-spirited young sister, tensions at home soon escalate, finally reaching the breaking point one fateful Thanksgiving Day. A heart-trending story of one family's struggle to overcome the past. The War at Home is an unforgettable work of art. See, that sounds really interesting, and I would have never gotten it if I never knew about this film. But for $5, it's a Kino Lorber. It'll sit really well on my shelf next to all of my other Kino Lorbers, and I get a good movie out of it. The War at Home. Really excited to get into that. Another film is The Seven Beauties. I think this is one of the highest rated movies in all of these halls, because this had like a 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, a complete 5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. And I've never heard of this film before. I think it's a foreign film nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Director. Seven Beauties star Giancarlo Giannini and Pasqualino Frafuso, known in Naples as Pasqualino. Seven Beauties, a petty thief who lives off the profits of his 7 sisters while claiming to protect their honor at any cost. Pasqualino is arrested for murder and later sent to fight in the army after committing sexual assault. Oof. Okay, something of a tool and a tool of history. He is captured by the Germans and sent to a concentration camp where he plots to make his escape by seducing a German officer. Outrageously funny and harrowingly sad. Wow. That is a really intriguing storyline. So many things going on. I'm either going to hate this movie or love this movie, but for the most part, I've heard really nothing but really good. I've heard nothing but really good things about this. Another film is Miracle Mile. I think the first time I heard this was on a movie collection battle. Someone brought this up to me and I saw it and it was $5 and I thought I might as well, you know what, check it out. Newly remastered in high definition. Woo-wee. I don't know much about this movie. I don't even think I know much about the cast. I'm pretty, you know, when it comes to non-A-list actors of the 80s, I'm not really too, you know, knowledgeable on that, but I heard really good things about this, and I might as well. I think it's a disaster movie, maybe. What would you do if you knew you only had an hour to live? This intense, eerily euphoric, romantic thriller stars Anthony Edwards, known for Top Gun, and Mare Winningham, known for St. Elmo's Fire. And frighteningly, this video is where you can learn that I can't read. Plausible story that yanks you by the lapels and draws you into a high-velocity roller coaster. So yeah, I guess an apocalyptic, some people gonna die at the end of this movie. But Miracle Mile, got that on the recommendation. And the last pickup from the Sunrise Records, so everything after this pickup is everything from the Kino website directly, is from The Iceman Cutteth, Lee Marvin, Frederick March, Robert Ryan, and Jeff Bridges. An interesting movie. Has a really good cast. I believe this is like a Western film? No. In the faded light of Harry Hope's 1912 Skid Row bar, a group of fallen men like ghosts haunting the wreckage of their own lives await the annual arrival of Hickey, played by Lee Marvin. This year, however, the charismatic salesman brings not the usual rounds of drinks and slaps on the backs, but an unwelcome message of sobriety. Hollywood legends Frederick March and Robert Ryan performed alongside relative newcomer Jeff Bridges in a brilliantly cinematic experience that captured the existential dread of O'Neill's play. So this is based off a play, and it looks really cool. The American Film Theater. I'm guessing this is probably like all shot in one setting. But it's a 2-disc set. So the first disc comes with a newly remastered 2K restoration of the complete 239-minute director's cut, and then there's also a 2K restoration of the 178 theatrical cut with interviews with Eli Landau in front of the camera, a promotional film for the American Film Theater. Really, really interesting. You know, I heard really good things about this too. Can't really go wrong with Lee Marvin, so picked it up on Blu-ray. Now we're gonna get into the pickups that I got directly from Kino Lorber. Starting off with is Caravans. I love me some Anthony Quinn, so I decided to pick up Caravans. It looked really interesting. Another period piece, another piece set in the Middle East. Also starring Christopher Lee, Barry Sullivan, Jeremy Kemp, Joseph Cotton, Jennifer O'Neill, Michael Sarrazin, and Behrooz Vasuji. So, pretty good cast from the director, from James Fargo, the director of The Enforcer, which I don't think I've seen. Every Which Way But Loose, games for vultures and forced vengeance comes this epic action adventure starring screen legend Anthony Quinn, known for Across 110th Street, which was not available. I was really sad. I really want to get Across 110th Street, but for some reason I think it's out of print and they gave the rights to a different, they gave the rights to a different publisher, so they weren't able to resell it. Set in the fictional Middle Eastern country of Zadistan in 1948, Caravans tells the story of a young diplomat, Mark Miller, played by Michael Sarrazin, who is ordered by Ambassador Crandall, played by Joseph Cotton, and the U.S. Embassy CIA liaison, man Richardson, Barry Sullivan, known for Planet of the Vampires, to find the missing daughter, Ellen Jesper, played by an influential U.S. senator. Once he locates her, he must convince her to leave the revolutionary Zulfikar, played by Quinn, nomadic tribe. An alliance forms between Mark and Zulfikar, yet dangerous secrets unfold as Mark discovers the tribe leader is actually the head of a gun-running caravan. Anyways, but looked really interesting. Thought I'd pick it up. Love me some Anthony Quinn, so can I go wrong? Maybe, but I will be proven untested. And this is this comes with the slipcover. Wasn't expecting this to come with a slipcover, but I've heard really just nothing but fantastic things about this movie, and that is Jim Carrey in Man on the Moon. Milos Forman. Love me some Milos Forman. One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Amadeus, Turning Sides, like a lot of really good films. So I thought might as well pick this one up. Jim Carrey. This is about Andy Kaufman, right? I believe so. Yeah. And I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this, so I decided to pick it up. Milos Forman film with the slipcover too, so that's really cool. Love the artwork on this, so really intrigued to see what all the hype is about. Next is a film. I love me some Kirk Douglas, so I had to pick this up, and that is Detective Story. I really don't know much about this. I think I read a little bit about it, and the reviews look really good, so I thought, you know what, I'll add to the collection. From a 4K scan of the original camera negatives, so that should look fantastic. Gripping drama of Detective Story explodes onto the big screen under the capable direction of William Wyler, known for The Good Fairy and Ben-Hur. Okay, that's really cool. Set amidst the hectic activity of a New York City police station, Kirk Douglas, known for Paths of Glory, stars as the principled, rigid detective whose personal code has become twisted from dealing with too many criminals. So this looks really cool. Kirk Douglas is just a fantastic actor. This seems to be like a more down-to-earth, really serious, really kind of performance-based films. Maybe it gets a little bit of action here or there, but the morals and the kind of vitals of this movie is told and is felt through the performances of such great actors. So I'm really excited to get into Detective Story, and that is added to the list. Another film we got here is Thirst. Now this is one I've been meaning to check out for the longest time. Park Chan-wook vampire film, I believe. From Park Chan-wook, so Chan-wook Park, director for Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, Lady Vengeance, and Stoker, comes a shockingly original vampire story with a chilling erotic style. So I'm really excited to check this out. What is this, like a blood transfusion saves the life of a priest, but also transforms him into a vampire. Now that seems really interesting. Heard nothing but fantastic things about this again, so I had to pick it up. Now, I'm going to sound really shallow, really vain. I mainly picked this up because, one, Lee Marvin, Gene Hackman, but Sissy Spacek in the 70s, and I saw a clip of her, and then just like wearing a dress or something. I'm like, holy fuck, I need to I'm so sorry, but I need to watch this movie, and that is called Prime Cut. They're together, Their Murder. Prime Cut. Heard really good things about this, and also a huge cast. So I just had to pick this up. Michael Ritchie film. Hollywood legends Lee Marvin, Gene Hackman square off in one of the most explosive screen confrontations ever. Marvin is an underworld enforcer sent to Kansas City to collect money from Hackman, a mysterious mobster who has no intention of paying up. A meat-packing plant fronts for Hackman's real business, dealing drugs and prostitution. Before it ends, hoods will be ground into sausages, and beautiful women will be sold like cattle. Michael Ritchie's breakneck direction propels the action along with the speed of bullets, from a shootout at a country fair to the final cataclysmic showdown. Prime Cut is prime excitement. Okay, we're not going to mention Sissy Spacek in this movie. Oh yeah, also the screen debut of the acting great. Oh, so this is Sissy Spacek's first ever film, so that's really cool. We got a bunch more. Holy garbanzo beans. I forgot how many I got. Another Anthony Quinn film is The Dawn is Dead. I mainly got this because I love Anthony Quinn in the Gotti movie from HBO. And you got more Anthony Quinn being a mobster. You just can't go wrong with that. Again, Anthony Quinn, known for Across 110th Street. Power built an empire. Passion destroyed it. When the reigning Don dies, a bloody, all-out power struggle ensues to determine who will be the next capo. So, Don Angelo, a notorious crime czar, is poised to take control of the syndicate when he discovers that an ambitious lieutenant, played by Robert Forster, known for Jackie Brown, or who was in Jackie Brown, from his own family has become a rival for the love of his beautiful mistress. Whoa, a lot of really interesting things happening in this. Again, I mainly got it for Anthony Quinn. In the Dawn is Dead. Really excited to check this one out. 1973, 115 minutes in 1080p, region A. Fuck yeah. Wow. I got a lot of shit. Well, not shit, but I got a lot of good stuff. Oh, I'm thinking of some other director. It wasn't Milos Forman who made Turning Sides. It was Itzvan Sabo. Speaking of, got Mephisto. Heard nothing but great things about this. I've always been really meaning to check this one out. I've seen his film called Turning Sides, and it was a fantastic film. It's called Taking Sides. It stars Harvey Keitel, Stellan Skarsgård, R. Lee Ermey. So it was a huge cast. I love that movie. And then I noticed he also made Mephisto, which I've also heard really, really good things about this. I don't know if I can show the whole symbol, but I've heard really good things about it. A new 4K restoration. That is really cool. Winner of the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film in 1981, Mephisto is a malevolent masterwork from Hungarian director István Szabó. I'm sorry about that. It concerns a passionate but struggling actor, Klaus Maria Brandor, known for Out of Africa, who remains in Germany during the Nazi regime and reaps the afterwards of his Faustian pact by finally achieving the stardom he has long craved for. Brilliantly adapted from Klaus Mann's 1936 novel, it is presented in a stunning 4K restoration by the Hungarian National Film Archive. This comes with audio commentary by film historian, the Central of Europe of Itzan Sabo, remembrance of product designer Josef Moza. A lot of foreign names. Anyways, Mephisto. Really excited to get into this. Love the artwork on this, so really, really intrigued to get into this. And then, we got another movie. This is called Force 10 from Navarone. Robert Shaw and Harrison Ford. Holy. Now that is a huge cast. Really, really young. Okay, not that young. A young Harrison Ford post Star Wars 1978. This looks really interesting. You know, I mainly just picked this up because it had decent reviews, starring Robert Shaw and Harrison Ford. Like, I just had to pick this up. From Guy Hamilton, the acclaimed director of The Devil's Disciple, Goldfinger, Funeral in Berlin, Live and Let Die, Evil Under the Sun, and Alistair MacLean, the legendary writer of The Secret Ways, The Satan Bug, Ice Station Zebra, Where Eagles Dare, and When Eight Bells Toll, comes action-packed sequel. Oh, so this is the sequel to The Guns of Navarone. Okay, I did not know that. So I guess I'll have to watch The Guns of Navarone now. Yeah. Okay, shit. God, I didn't know that. Now I have to watch Guns of Navarone, which is on 4K and it is pretty cheap, so I'll probably just pick that up. Another movie, Andrei Tarkovsky's Nostalgia. I've seen a few Tarkovsky joints, so I'm just collecting my way through it. I've seen a lot, but I just forget the names. Okay. Andrei Tarkovsky. I haven't seen his biggest films. I've seen Mirror. I've seen Ivan's Childhood. But I need to see Stalker and Andrei Rublev, and of course, Nostalgia. Didn't make that many films. The films he made, absolutely masterpieces. So I've seen a couple Tarkovsky joints, so I'm really excited to get into Nostalgia. I don't know much about this film. I think this is one of his later films. 1983. Brooding late masterpiece, a darkly poetic vision of exile. It was the first of his features to be made outside of Russia, the home of which he never would return to. Tarkovsky explains that in Russian word, nostalgia conveys the love of your homeland and the melancholy that arises from being far away. So that sounds really, really poetic, really beautiful. So we got Tarkovsky. Now I'm sad. Oh, my broom. I'm sad this didn't come with a slipcover, because I know this did originally come with a slipcover, but it didn't come with my copy. But I love this movie, and it's The Long Goodbye, and it happens every day. Oh fuck, I just love this movie, dog. So The Long Goodbye, a brand new 4K master. I watched it on the Criterion channel, because it was on the Criterion channel for a little while. But when they announced that they had this coming out, I always wanted to check it out, and I always missed out on it. Dude, music by John Williams, directed by Robert Altman, starring Elliot Gould and Sterling Hayden. So, dude, fucking yeah, dude. I think Arnold is in this. Like he makes a cameo, I think. Let me double check that. I remember like reading something that Arnold was in this, and I'm like, what the fuck, really? I think he plays like a bodyguard or something. Yeah, I was right. Hood in Augustine's office. Yeah, I remember. An uncredited role. Arnold Schwarzenegger. But yeah, dude, Long Goodbye. Holy, what a great film. So atmospheric. Just like if you could encapsulate the 1970s with a glass of whiskey, a cigar, jazz music, it's just perfection. You know, this, The Killing of a Chinese Bookie, just this Killing of a Chinese Bookie, The French Connection, dude, game over, dog. A triple feature like that, dude. Anyways, Long Goodbye. Really love this movie. Sad I don't have the slipcover with it. I'll probably just make my own, but I'm glad that I did get it. The new version, I know there's an older version. I don't know if that has a 4K scan, but got in the collection. Now, those were the two big boy boxes. This did come shipped in nice bubble mail that has since, it's still holding up. But yeah, dude, this is just, whoa. Yeah, dude, we got a lot of movies. Now we're on to the last box, which I believe is 5 items. And there is a 4K Blu-ray in here, so it's a bit lots of jangling around in there. We got old Yeller here. Yes, I do name my knives, okay? Don't judge me. I grew up watching the review spot, okay? But never do that, never cut towards you kids. I know there's no kids watching this, but people who never learn that lesson, don't cut towards yourself, because if you mess up, you mess up. And you damn shake yourself. But here we go. This came in a bubble. Whoa. Oh, so it didn't even, it popped on the way out. I know I didn't cut it open, but we got the little receipt. Got here, I got my address, got my date. I don't remember what I picked up because it's been so long that I ordered these where I'm like, I don't even know what came here. So I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna dig around and pick out the first item that comes here, and that is the Crimson Rivers. Oh shit! I went to Toronto and I was gonna pick this up. I'm like, I feel like I already own this. Crimson Rivers on Blu-ray. I don't know much about this, but Jean Reno, Vincent Cassel. Looked really cool. The slipcover isn't immaculate, but I'll live with it. It's fine. But I heard a lot of really good things about this movie, so I wanted to check it out. The corpse, the car chase, and the mountain sequence. Commissionaire Pierre Nimon, played by Jean Reno, known for Léon le Professionnel. France's leading serial killer investigator is called to examine a grisly murder. He enters the world of secrets, lies, and unthinkable horrors. Already love it, dude, so I'm really excited to check this one out. Also came with a slipcover. Hell yeah, mother hecker. Next pickup is, oh yeah, Tommy Lee Jones in The Park Is Mine, starring Yafet Koto as well, Helen Shaver. This seems really, really interesting. He wasn't the one veteran. He was the one veteran they couldn't ignore. A lot of those films, when they talk about kind of the ideology or the mindset around a U.S. soldier coming back from the Vietnam War, having all this kind of PTSD and kind of like that story's been told quite a few times. Jacob's Ladder, mainly First Blood, where they talk about just how poorly their veterans were treated from that war, and I can understand both sides. But that can really tamper with someone's mental health and someone. So I really do like that they comment on these things. I heard this was a TV movie, I believe. Screen icon Tommy Lee Jones stars in this explosive thriller about a Vietnam vet drastic steps to make his country sit up and take notice. The war in Asia is over, but one disappointed ex-soldier, decides to declare his own war, bringing attention to the unfair and unjust treatments of Vietnam veterans in America. So this looks really interesting. The artwork is a bit, I don't know, looks a bit busted, but I think this was a TV movie. I could be wrong. But it sounds like a really, really interesting film. Obviously, couldn't pass up Tommy Lee Jones, Yaphet Kotto. So that's why I mainly picked up this film. And it's about a subject matter that I am decently intrigued into. So yeah, The Park is Mine. Boom. Another pickup is 12 Angry Men. Oopsie. I already have it. I got one from Bay Street Video. I ordered this so long ago that I can't return this. I spent $30 on it, but 12 Angry Men. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll sell it. Who knows? But 12 Angry Men, I'm going to be ashamed to say that I haven't seen this movie yet. I've heard so many good things about this. I know there's like a Criterion out there. There's a Kino Lorber Blu-ray out there, but I just haven't gotten into it. I think just because I think when you hear the word 12 Angry Men, like an institutionalized film that everyone, like 12 Angry Men, like Citizen Kane, like those kind of movies that are like etched into history as everyone's like, dude, the greatest movies ever. For me, that's kind of a deterrent because I'm like, I'll get to it. You know, I know it's good. I'll get to it. Let me give these other movies a chance. But Kino Lorber on 4K, I had to pick it up because it was on sale. I don't even think it was on sale. I think it was 27 American, so I spent more money on this because this got delayed and delayed and delayed in Canada, and by the time it didn't get delayed, I bought it, and then this still hadn't arrived. So it took like over a month to get here, and by that time it already came out in Canada. So I wanted to check my P's and Q's because you never know. Sometimes you'll get a damaged slipcover or whatever, and I'm very, very anal retentive about slipcovers. So 12 Angry Men on 4K. Really excited to get into this. I already own it, but now I own it again. Who knows? Then we got last two pickups of the day. Hidden Agenda. Frances McDormand, Brian Cox, Brad Dourif, Ken Loach. Murder, torture, corruption inspired by actual events. I don't know why I bought this. It looked really interesting. It led me some Frances McDormand. Directed by Ken Loach. Acting greats Frances McDormand, known for Fargo. Brian Cox, known for The Bourne Identity. Confront danger and deception at every turn in this chilling and explosive story set in a strife-torn Northern Ireland. Winner of the special jury prize, the Cannes Film Festival's Hidden Agenda is a taut political thriller that makes the unthinkable seem too plausible. American activist Paul Sullivan, played by Brad Dourif, and his fiancée Ingrid Jessner, played by McDormand. Yeah, Dourif and McDormand. Journey to Belfast to probe allegations of brutal human rights abuses by British security forces. So, seems like an interesting tale. Everyone talks about the IRA, and how big it was, but I never grew up around that era. When I think of terrorism, you think of like Islamic terrorism and stuff like that. But back then, people thought terrorism was like the IRA and the Irish Republic of whatever. So Northern Ireland, those kind of things. So really interested to see more about this. So because I never really grew up in that era because I was born in 2000, right? So I think things have cooled over, not really, but it's gotten less. At least from what I've seen, I could definitely be wrong, but. Hidden Agenda, I'm really interested in another, like I've seen this and I've seen other films that depict it, and it looked like a really bad thing, but yeah. Inspired by actual events, Hidden Agenda. So the last pickup of the day is, okay. I didn't even know. It is Sleepless. Dario Argento film starring Max von Sydow. I totally forgot I picked this up because it just sounded out of this world. Fucking, I love me some Dario Argento, but I love me some Max von Sydow mainly, and I've always been eager to see his other films besides the Ingmar Bergman films. So I got Sleepless on Blu-ray. Dario Argento brings you a chilling giallo film like only the true master can. A series of grisly murders in the city match the work of a serial killer who appears to have escaped the authorities and disappeared without a trace. 17 years later, a retired police detective, Max von Sydow, known for The Exorcist and a slew of masterpiece films, who is familiar with the case, comes out of retirement to catch the killer. Now that sounds really cool, but unfortunately there's a huge spoiler there is a pretty big spoiler on the back of this Blu-ray image, which I wish I didn't see. So I think I just got spoiled from this movie, and I know who the killer is. I'm assuming from what the picture is. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, Sleepless, Dario Argento, starring Max von Sydow, and those were all the pickups. As you can see, we got a lot of we got a lot of Blu-rays. I don't like saying shit because it's not shit. These are all pieces of art and cinema, and you know I love all these things. So, but I got a lot of stuff, got a lot of movies, got a lot of cinema that I need to catch up on. But as you can see, your boy did good, and we got a lot of stuff here. So yeah, let me know down below, did you guys pick up anything during the Kino Lorber sale that happened 2 months ago, which I'm very late on making a video on, but I finally got them all. So let me know down below, did you guys pick up anything during the Kino Lorber sale? And if you did, I'd love to know what you did. You know, there's a lot of really good 4K deals, but I already own all the fucking 4Ks. I own them all. So I wanted to discover other movies that I would have never really gotten into, or some that I've been really meaning to get into, that I've always wanted to watch it, but on physical, because you know sometimes streaming services, they get pixelated as shit and they get compressed and you don't really get, like, it takes me out. Like I hate sometimes I hate streaming services because it just, the buffer, and when it just loads and it just stops playing and then it gets pixelated, it just takes me out. Like, especially, like, I'm very anal retentive when it comes to image quality and how the films look. Like, going to a movie theater, it has to be pitch black. Nobody open their goddamn phone in my peripherals, or else I'm gonna lose my shit. Like, watching The Northman, there was this, like, couple who definitely did not know what The Northman was going to be about, and they kept checking their phone every 5 minutes. Ruined the experience for me. That's why I got on 4K to watch it again, and I absolutely loved it. One of my favorite movies of the year. But yeah, so that's why I decided I'll watch maybe the first 5 minutes, or maybe even the trailer. Not really the trailer because it spoils a lot. I'll watch the first 5 minutes, maybe first half an hour. If I like it, I'll support it, get it physically. Like nostalgia, you know, like The Long Goodbye. I watched the first half, I loved it, so I decided, you know, I'll stop it now. I know there's a 4K remastered Blu-ray, so I decided to pick it up. So yeah, those were the pickups from the Kino Lorber Spring into April sale. We did good. Anyways, that was today's video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. This was a long one, so thank you for spending your time with me. Anyways, until I see you guys next time, please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning. Whenever you're watching this, please stay safe and God bless. Peace, cheers, long and physical media. See you guys.